guys, welcome to today's Big Brother 18 updates and spoilers. Our house guest today is Melissa A. Yeah, girl! Thank you so much for your sweet message. It was awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying all the videos and the vlogs. If you guys don't know, we have a daily vlog channel. It's called Madrosed Vlogs, and you should check it out. If you're feeling like the feeds are pretty boring right now, it's like you've got even more boring live feeds of us, okay? And they're not live. So Melissa wants to know if my mom, dad, and sister Kristen were in the Big Brother house, which one of them would make the farthest? I don't know. That's a good question. I know, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think mom and dad would be at a huge disadvantage because of their age, and it's so messed up and unfair because they're like low 50s. They're not old, but in Big Brother world, they're like ancient. So I think that Kristen would have a much easier time fitting in with everybody and playing it cool and not all uncool. So, but it's Kristen, so I'm just kidding. But I also want to wish my sister Kristen a happy birthday. She's 29 today. She's never going to see this, but yay! So thanks again, Melissa. And if you guys want to be house guests today, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so we had the Power Veto competition yesterday. Everyone was playing, of course, because there's only 5 people left. And the feeds went down for like 5 hours because this was another individually timed competition. Oh, I have like a hair. And it was the comic books one. Yay! So you know when they have to like put all the comics in order and like pick out the differences between them? Some of those differences can be tough too because they can be quite subtle. But this is a crowd-pleasing competition because everybody gets a comic, they're always hilarious, and we're going to break it down in a minute. But first, Nicole won the Power of Veto. So when the feeds came back, all the house guests were wearing these cool t-shirts and capes, and they were all talking about the comics, so we got to find out what most of them were. Alright, so let's break it down. James was General Camo, because last season he was Captain Camo, so he got promoted. Victor was Elfit Victor, or Elfit Vic, whatever. He was really excited about that because he's like, oh my god, Big Brother was plugging my Instagram name, and you know how into Instagram they are, so he was pretty psyched about that. Paul was a little bit disappointed with his, something about being a motor mouth, but he said that it was very accurate. They had all the rings on the right fingers, they like drew in his tattoo or whatever. Bridget, this is funny, Cabbage Patch Kid, and I think Mr. Jenkins, the basil plant, also made an appearance. Frank's was not so flattering, apparently. Something about slapping butts. That's rough. Tiffany, something about her being emotional, like a time bomb or like a wrecking ball or something. I don't know. Michelle. They said many times that Michelle is going to be upset when she sees hers. So I guess she was big niche, but they made her huge, which is kind of sucky because we know that she's got body image issues. And they also called her Vomit Crybaby, but that's to be expected. And she was like in a diaper, and I can't wait to see it. Okay, Natalie, Princess Pep, Polly, something with the apple pies. How about like Mr. Hates Women or something like that? I think that's, I don't know, that's a little bit more memorable than the apple pie stint. But anyway, Bronte, mathematician, sure, not a baby voice. I'm not really sure what Zakiya, Glenn, Jose, or Davon's were, but I'm sure they'll be fun. And then last but not least, we've got Nicole and Corey. I'm not totally sure what Nicole's was, but I think it had something to do with her various costumes that she's worn over 2 seasons now. Something maybe with super safety. I also heard mention of the Germitard making a comeback. And Corey's was Nicole's favorite, of course. It was a Christmas theme, and he's just like, why do they keep bringing up Christmas? Like, I love Halloween more. I think his birthday's on Halloween too, so he's like totally into it. But the thing with Corey's is that Nicole was also in it, so that's why she loved it so much. And Nicole, she was worried though that Corey was upset that she was in his comic because apparently he made some sort of comment when the competition was over, like, oh, why does mine have to have Nicole in it? Like, everybody else has got these sweet-ass comics. So she was just like, you mad, bro? So, apparently it said, like, this Christmas, kiss your ass goodbye because you're going to miss it. And it had, like, a picture of Nicole's butt or something. And Corey had, like, these mistletoes. Get it? Mistletoes. But he kept saying, like, no, it's fine, like, I liked it, it was great, Alright, so then, for the rest of the night, you know, there was some chit-chat about the comics, of course. They're talking about Survivor, talking about The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. There was a lot of talk about that this season. I'm thinking because, like, two reasons here. Number one, apparently Corey is friends with JoJo from last season of The Bachelorette. Number two, Natalie was also offered a spot on The Bachelor, so she had to pick between Big Brother and The Bachelor, so there was a lot of discussion about that this season. Also, they're talking about the rap party, how much they're looking forward to it, who's going to get America's Favorite Player. I don't even know. Alright, so then a little bit of game chat. Nicole, Corey, and James were up in the HOH room, and they're discussing who should go this week, which is weird because before they were so set on Victor going this week. But now Nicole's like, oh, you guys, well, I'm too tired for that. You guys, I'm thinking like the rest of the competitions are pretty much going to be mental, so like we need to think about who's going to be better at that. Who's more of a mental threat. So she's kind of arguing for Paul to go now over Victor. She's saying he's smarter, he's going to do better in those competitions, and Corey's like, you just want you want Victor to stay because you got a crush on him, you got a thing for him. And there's that love triangle again. She's like, Corey, stop. But the guys are just like, no. If we keep Victor, he's going to keep winning competitions. He's already had a bunch of chances here. Why are we going to give him another one? Like, we need to just get rid of him, end it, third time's a charm. So then Nicole's like, alright, I'll do whatever you want, but I'm just, like, presenting an argument here that maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing to get rid of Paul. And they're just like, nah. Alright, so then Paul goes and talks to Nicole and Corey, and he's just asking, like, please let us know beforehand which one of us is going home. Because we don't want to be, like, sitting around all week like a bunch of a-holes. Just tell us. So he's saying Victor thinks he's going, and it's almost like Paul is kind of like, Victor thinks he's going, so like, is he? You can tell me. But they don't reveal what they're gonna do, but Nicole and Corey do agree to tell Paul and Victor what they're gonna do before it actually happens. Alright, so then late last night, James, Victor, and Paul had a long discussion about Natalie and her intentions with James. And, I mean, I'm not going to bore you with all the details. It's the same crap we've heard. She wouldn't sleep in the same bed. She was all hot and cold. Whatever. James pretty much comes to the conclusion that Natalie was maybe playing him this season. I don't know. I honestly still don't know. I think she does really have feelings for him, but we'll see. So today, they had the power veto ceremony, so now the house guests know that something's up, because they usually do this on a Monday. Nicole did not use it, which means that either Paul or Victor will be leaving this week, and I'm thinking that they will be doing the eviction tomorrow. So I guess the feeds are probably going to go down tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, so that they can tape that, and they're going to show it on Tuesday, and then the feeds will probably come back Tuesday night after the episode airs on the West Coast. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's typically what they do every season. They turn the feeds off, and we don't get to find out what actually happened until we see it on the show. But if that is the case, we will be having a spoiler tomorrow, but not on Tuesday. But yes, on Wednesday. So, stay tuned. We'll see if that's what's happening. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And until tomorrow, much love.